From the moment children first open their eyes to the world, they begin to build a blueprint of who they are, what they deserve, and how the world sees them. Every word we say as parents, every tone we use, every facial expression becomes a thread in the fabric of their self-esteem. Children do not separate our words from their identity. They internalize every critique, every comparison, every dismissal, and these messages become part of the story they tell themselves for the rest of their lives. There are certain sentences that parents often say without thinking, believing they are teaching, correcting, or motivating, but in reality, they quietly chip away at a child's confidence. These statements leave invisible marks that affect how children approach challenges, relationships, and even their own emotions. And the scary truth is, most of us have said them at some point, not out of malice, but out of fatigue, stress, or habit. Today, we will explore 10 of the most common phrases that unintentionally break a child's confidence, and how to replace them with words that empower, uplift, and nurture. The first statement is perhaps the most common. Why can't you be more like your brother, sister, or cousin? At first glance, this may seem like encouragement, a way to set expectations or motivate improvement. But children don't interpret it that way. Their brains take this comparison and convert it into a belief. I am not enough. Who I am is wrong. Neuroscience shows that the brain's threat center, the amygdala, is activated when children perceive judgment or criticism. Instead of feeling motivated, they feel anxious. They become afraid of failure and may stop trying entirely. Comparison steals curiosity and replaces it with fear. The child no longer experiments, explores, or expresses creativity. Instead, they shrink into the shadow of someone else's achievements. The second statement, often said in frustration, is, "You're being dramatic. Stop overreacting." Children's emotional regulation systems are still developing. They are not exaggerating. They are experiencing emotions with intensity because their brains process experiences differently than adults. When we dismiss or belittle their feelings, we send the message, "Your emotions are wrong. Your feelings are a problem." Over time, this creates adults who suppress emotions, who feel guilty for expressing themselves, and who may struggle to communicate effectively in relationships. Emotional invalidation can permanently alter how a child perceives their own internal world. The third phrase that chips away at confidence is, "Let me do it. You're too slow." Children develop competence by practicing, making mistakes, and completing tasks themselves. When parents take over, even with good intentions, children internalize the message, "I cannot do anything right. I am incapable." This slowly erodes self-efficacy, the belief in one's ability to succeed. Neuroscience confirms that repeated successful attempts strengthen neural pathways associated with confidence and problem-solving. When a parent intervenes too early, they inadvertently interrupt the development of these critical pathways. Fourth, we have, "You always mess things up." The word always is devastating. It turns mistakes into identity statements. Instead of learning that a behavior can change, the child believes they themselves are inherently flawed. This is particularly damaging in the pre-adolescent years, when identity formation is crucial. Research in child psychology emphasizes the difference between criticizing behavior and labeling identity. Saying "you always mess things up" attacks identity, whereas "that didn't work out, let's try a different way" separates action from self-worth and fosters growth. The fifth phrase, often uttered in exasperation, is, "Stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about." Children cry because they are overwhelmed, scared, frustrated, or sad. Crying is a natural mechanism for expressing emotion, and it is essential for emotional development. When parents respond with threats, children learn that expressing vulnerability is unsafe. This can lead to long-term consequences. Adults who hide emotions, struggle with intimacy, or feel ashamed of expressing needs. Emotional repression in childhood is strongly linked to anxiety, depression, and difficulty managing stress in adulthood. Sixth, a deceptively simple statement, "You're fine," when the child clearly is not. Parents often say this to reassure or redirect, but children hear it as dismissal. They learn to distrust their own feelings, to question their reality, and to hide their struggles. Confidence is nurtured when children know their emotions are valid, acknowledged, and safe to express. A child who hears, "You're feeling frustrated, and that's okay," develops self-awareness and emotional literacy, whereas "You're fine" teaches suppression and doubt. Seventh, "I'm disappointed in you." Disappointment is heavy. Unlike constructive feedback, which focuses on actions, disappointment often attaches to identity. Children internalize this as, "I am not enough. I cannot meet expectations." Neuroscience shows that repeated exposure to parental disappointment triggers the brain's stress response. Cortisol rises, decision-making is impaired, and learning is inhibited. In contrast, constructive statements like, "I know you tried hard, and here's how we can improve," maintain motivation and protect confidence while still teaching accountability. Eighth, "Why are you so difficult?" Children who are naturally spirited, curious, or strong-willed hear this as a condemnation of who they are. Labeling personality traits as problems teaches children that their natural tendencies are wrong. Spirited children may grow into adults who suppress curiosity, avoid risk-taking, or feel shame about expressing opinions. Confidence thrives when children are accepted for who they are, even as guidance helps them navigate behavior. Ninth, "You should know better." Children's brains are not wired for adult reasoning. Impulse control, emotional regulation, and judgment are still developing. Expecting a child to know better places impossible standards on them and teaches shame. Instead, guiding, explaining, and coaching children builds understanding without breaking self-worth. Confidence grows when mistakes are met with guidance, not blame. Finally, the 10th phrase, "Leave me alone. I don't have time for you right now." Parents may say this out of fatigue or frustration, but children interpret it as rejection. Emotional presence is more valuable than material provision, and children's brains are wired to attach to caregivers. When they hear rejection repeatedly, even unintentionally, they feel unseen, unimportant, and unloved. The impact can last a lifetime. Adults who struggle with abandonment fears, low self-esteem, and difficulty trusting others often experienced subtle or repeated emotional absence in early childhood. But here is the truth every parent must hear. Confidence can be rebuilt. Words can heal just as powerfully as they can hurt. Your child's brain is malleable, resilient, and capable of recovery. What breaks a child can be repaired with consistency, empathy, and intentional language. You don't need to undo the past. You need to consciously create a present where every word lifts, affirms, and nurtures. Instead of "You're too slow," say, "Take your time, I'm proud of your effort." Instead of "Stop crying," say, "I see you, tell me what you feel." Instead of "Why can't you be like?" say, "I love how unique you are. You're enough." Instead of "You always mess up," say, "Mistakes happen. Let's figure this out together." Instead of "You should know better," say, "Here's what we can do next time." Every sentence is a seed. Every tone is a teacher. Every expression is a blueprint for how your child sees themselves and the world. When words are paired with presence, empathy, and consistency, they nurture self-worth, confidence, and emotional resilience. Parents know this. Perfection is not required. Immediate results are not the goal. Your presence, your mindful language, and your willingness to repair mistakes are more powerful than any parenting book, lecture, or rule. A child who grows up hearing affirmation, guidance, and emotional safety becomes an adult who takes risks, embraces challenges, expresses themselves honestly, and believes in their own worth. So, as you move through your day, consider the words you choose. Consider the impact your voice has on the blueprint of your child's identity. Speak as if you are building them from the inside out, because you are. And know that every small effort, every gentle correction, every encouraging word, every moment of empathy is reshaping their future. Confidence is not created by punishment. It is created by presence. It is created by affirmation. It is created by patience, attention, and intentional love. Children are listening, not just to your words, but to the meaning behind them. And the meaning behind your words becomes the foundation for a lifetime of self-belief. Your child doesn't need perfect parents. They need parents who are aware, intentional, and loving. They need parents who understand that what they say can build or break, and who choose to build. And when you speak with care, They will grow confident, resilient, and ready to meet life's challenges with courage. Every word matters. Every moment matters. And it's never too late to start speaking life into your child's confidence today.